Firstly, I do want to say that if you are struggling to start your fast, don't take it so personally. You can always restart. Do whatever you need to do, whenever you need to do it. If you are still feeling like today is not the right day, I still want to go out and have food with my friends, blah, 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 just push it another day. It's not the end of the world. Now, with that being said, if you find yourself in a cycle for a long time where you're struggling to get started, this is something that I like to do that gets me going even when I don't want to. So I will do a couple things. One, I will start on a day where I automatically feel so motivated. I feel excited and I'm ready to go. That being said, I know that sometimes the day can come and suddenly you're like, no, I'm over this. I don't want to start today. I'm not ready, blah, blah, blah. For whatever reason, you don't feel like starting. You might even fast the majority of the day and then realize at 3 p.m., no, I'm over this. I don't want to fast anymore. I want to eat. I want to do whatever. You know what I mean? So what I will do is I will start on a day that I know I can spend the majority of the day sleeping and resting and just taking it easy. So whatever day, feels good for you guys, that's usually a good day to start. I know some people like to start when they're really busy, but I notice for me, when it's on a day that I'm really busy, by the end of the day, if I've done all these tasks, whatever, if I'm out shopping, doing whatever, I feel like I want to reward myself, and I'm like, oh, today was a really rough day, and if it emotionally drains me or if I'm feeling remotely stressed or anxious or anything like that, I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want to start today. I want to just relax. I want to have some snacks with my friends and just have a good day and do that. So generally for me, that doesn't really work out. I like to do it on a day where I'm like, I don't have anything stressful planned today. I have nothing on my mind, and I can just spend the day in my own little bubble, sleeping, reading, watching movies, and just breathing and just feeling like today's the day. You know what I mean? And sleeping the day away, honestly, sounds really boring and sounds like a cheat. And it is. It honestly is a cheat. It's a hack. If it gets you through the day where you're just like, I'm just gonna sleep. I'm just gonna bed rot today. I'm gonna be on my phone. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take 3 naps, and suddenly the day's gone, and you fasted the whole day. And how quickly now all of a sudden you got 24 hours in the bag. That is often 90% of the time how I start my first day of fasting. My first day usually is spent resting. I'm usually sleeping. And it just is such an easy entry to these longer fasts, especially when I'm wanting to do 30 days. And especially if I'm also doing dry. I generally like to start my longer fasts dry. It's just, again, easier entry. Dry fasting is honestly a lot easier. I don't feel as much of the hunger triggers, and I don't get cravings as easily when I'm dry fasting. Dry fasting is just, you're just coasting, right? And especially if you mix that with sleeping the majority of the day and just taking it easy and just resting and just having a me day, the day all of a sudden just slips by, right? And I also, you guys, I've said this a couple times, I prefer to start on Wednesdays, because you can see I need to make a longer video about this, where we've got a little bit of loose skin here. Very, very minor. Honestly, it's not really anything that I'm super concerned about. It's because I have stretch marks here that are, making that, but since it's so little, I genuinely am like, once we're done fasting, it's just a matter of me like bulking up and building muscle, and like that's kind of what I wanted to do anyway. That's my plan, is I really want to get some muscle after this. But anyway, sorry, we went off went off on a tangent there for a second. I like to start on Wednesdays because it feels like it's almost like I'm tricking my brain into thinking I've already been fasting for a week. For like half a week, because the week's almost over. So like when I start on Wednesday, I'm like, okay, cool. All of a sudden now it's Thursday, and then it's like, okay, and then it's Friday. Like we're so close to the weekend, and it feels like I'm like, okay, like we've already accomplished so much. Whereas like if I start on a Sunday or Monday, it, for some reason, I know this doesn't make any sense, like genuinely it doesn't make any sense. But for some reason when I start on a Sunday or Monday, it feels so much more daunting. It feels like I have so many more days to accomplish. It's going to take so much longer, so much more effort. And I'm like, no, I don't want to start. That's not to say that I don't, and I have. In the past, I've started on Mondays, I've started on any day of the week. But I like to start on Wednesdays. It's just like that little trick in my brain to make me feel like I've accomplished more. And again, I like to say this to my clients, whenever we're doing coaching and stuff like that too. If it doesn't feel right to start, you don't have to start. It's not, fasting is always going to be there. And if you delay it a couple more days or whatever, just to kind of like to really feel ready. And sometimes for me, having a very set, premeditated day to start is what makes me successful right off the hop. So if I am like planning to start and I say, okay, I'm going to start on Sunday, like I for sure am going to start. If this is not like I decided the night before, this is like no, I have made a date and I'm starting on the 7th, the 8th, I'm starting on this day. It almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point, and it's almost like I have to, like, okay, I've said it, and it's not even like, it doesn't even have to be that like you like tell other people. You absolutely can, because I do believe that having a good support system is important, and sharing your dreams and goals with other people is important. But for me, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy even just by me saying, okay, Janelle, you are going to start your fast on Sunday. No ifs, ands, or buts. Get all your eating and all your snackies out finished by that day, and make sure there's no food in your house, to really ensure that I'm going to be successful. And that's when we're starting. That's when we're doing it. And then it just becomes a compulsion, like it's like, okay, everything's done, everything is set in plan, everything's ready to go. And 90% of my fasts, when you guys ask me like, how do you start, like blah blah blah, it's usually that's usually my method. It's a mixture of me making sure that I've got a date set in my head, and doing it on a day where I know that it's like, okay, I'm not going to have a bunch of stuff to do. I'm also not going to have any regrets about starting on this day, and I'm feeling good and I'm feeling ready 100%, right? It has to be a hell yes or it's a hell no. It has to be, you have to be 100% on it, because if there's even like a few little doubts just getting started, chances are you're going to want to break and take a break and restart and stuff like that, which is also fine. Again, like, it's not linear, and everyone always is. I get a lot of questions about how to stop post-fast weight gain, and I'm like, listen, let it happen. It is not the end of the world. You can do these fasts again. There is no shortage of time. As long as you are a healthy individual and you take care of yourself, and you are making sure you're checking in with your doctor and everything like that, and you're good to fast, and you have all your electrolytes and you're ready to go, you can do it again. Like, I am down. Like, I started this journey at over 200 pounds, 230-ish plus pounds, right? And I've been able to maintain losses of like 70, 80, 90 pounds, give or take. Like, I do fluctuate a little bit, and it does not bother me. It's something that if I gain 5 or 10, 15 pounds back after, I'm like, okay, that takes like 4 days of fasting to get rid of. That's not really something that's so marginal, and I'm always confident that that little bit of weight gain is going to come right off, and then that is going to stay as like a net loss, right? Because it's going to be linear for a while. You're going to have a little gain, and then you're going to lose again, and you're going to gain, and you're going to lose again, and eventually it's going to stay down, right? So I never take it personally. I never take it to heart. I never get emotional about any sort of weight gain or measurements or the scale. It's just, it's part of the process. And it's something that, once you kind of accept and like are forgiving with, it makes the whole process a lot easier and more enjoyable. And that is the goal, is to have a good and enjoyable fast, and obviously to be successful. And that goes hand in hand with each other. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. I am, how many hours fasted? It's 3:30. So I've been fasting for, we're coming up on 24 hours, feeling good so far. And yeah, I'm going to be making my regular updates as I normally do. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.